Okay, drop another fire.
Conspiracy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I've been doing music for 10 years now. This is my third paid project. I think my 8th album total. And I've always enjoyed collabing with people. I started as a group, and then eventually was a solo artist. And the idea of this whole project was just collaborate. That's always a really good time, and you just find certain people that you really have an enjoyable experience with recording. And I feel like music breaks down those barriers so much, where it doesn't really matter where the person comes from or how they're raised or anything. It's just like you just vibe and make a song.
Conspiracy.
So it's just kind of a play on it being a fully collaborative album. It's 10 songs, 10 different artists. So if you ever take like criminal justice or watch any shows like that, conspiracy is just like a charge that could get added on. That is essentially multiple people combining to like on one idea, on one plan.
Hopping the ride, I'm cruising. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh man, they're all so good and they're all so different, and that's kind of exactly what I wanted and was going for. There's a couple people that like know one another. Two guys, Zell and Yell, they're very close friends. Probably like any of my friends are, what it sounded like. So essentially family at that point, like. And so that was pretty cool because they kind of had slightly similar styles, but completely different. And especially the way they sound is completely different. And so they were both really fun ones. The one with Zell is like an upbeat West Coast type vibe, and the one with Yell is like a jazz almost because he plays saxophone. So that one was a really cool collaboration as well, because it introduced a whole other instrument that wasn't even part of the beat, but unless you were told, you probably wouldn't even realize it. Like, it just blends really well together.
I don't want no love to the game, I'm back.
Just having a good time. I didn't really have an intended mindset of what I wanted. It was very free form. I didn't want to constrict it. Some people that I collabed with, I had certain songs that I just knew from like their catalog that they would like, and then other people I sent like 3 to 5 songs to let them pick which one they liked best. So it's everything. It's eclectic. It was just free and fun.
Conspiracy.
I definitely want to. I've got a couple that I have in mind. If I did do videos, it would probably be for a song with Zell, which is Ride With Me, and then probably Indie. So along with those songs, we've got a bunch of others. We've got one of my favorites called Floatin', featuring a very talented pop and R&B singer by Melodic. That one's a really fun one. I guess pretty poppy vibe, clean mainstream, but still really fun. It's like a sellout record without selling out almost. It's a very good song. It's one of my favorites on there. Slide Up is one of the hardest ones for me to do on there. That one I had to do a lot of research and just a lot of hard work on that one as far as writing and getting the flow of it, because it is a dance hall song, so it's got a completely different time signature.
Come on, girl. Slide up on ya. I've been trying to find ya all day. Take you to the islands. Oh yeah, somewhere they can find us. No, I just wanna slide up on ya. I've been trying to find.
So that was a very interesting experience and exercise, and that's also a very fun one. Like I said, it's like some dance hall, so that one's a very modern kind of on that that wave that everybody's kind of riding a little bit. We've got another one of my favorites. I mean, I feel like they're all my favorites, but Felondary Jaggies from Wilmington. It's a very serious song. It's got a great social message. It was one that he picked out of like 5 records, and it was like kind of one where I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, it was a very serious song that I felt was very important. So I wanted to make sure I got the right person on there, and he brought it. It's perfect. I couldn't imagine having anybody else on that record now. So that's a really awesome one with a nice social message and that actually means something. Red Lion, he's one of my good friends I've known for quite a few years, who helped me get a lot of the collaborations. Big shout out Red Lion. We have a really fun rap song called Jackpot. So that one is a really fun, like, kind of talking shit song. I've got one called Air It Out. That's with Cash Ave Keys, who's also from Wilmington. And that's another rap one. Probably the most rap vibe on the whole project. It's a very nitty gritty kind of track. Another shit talking track, of course. Bethany Ann is also another very talented vocalist and R&B singer. We did a song, Low Key. That one is a very different track. It's very down tempo and R&B, but it's also got like some modern touches that you would hear in probably, I guess, radio hits. Something that I kind of experimented with, almost reminiscent of like DVSN or Marion Hill a little bit, like inspired, I guess you could say. And finally, last but not least, a really interesting track. One of the furthest away features that I got was through a friend of a friend who lives in the UK. His name is Zero. So he sent me a hook and I did a verse on that. So that one was also different in that the feature is him on the hook. And that was interesting. Definitely something that you can only do probably in this day and age, which was also really cool too. I mean, he was in a whole different country. When I paid him for the feature, I had to do a whole conversion of rates and everything, and I think people are really going to love how it sounds. It's very different. I think people are going to love his accent. I know I sure did. And that one was a really fun one. It was different than pretty much anything else I did on the project. So that's all.
Jackpot, jackpot. I'm on a roll. Get out my way.
Damn near anywhere. You ain't gonna be able to turn your head and not be able to find it. It's gonna be on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, you name it. It's gonna be on all paid platforms. Genetix Tha Chemist signing off. Make sure you go listen to Conspiracy and all my other projects. Everything's on all paid platforms. You can get a link to everything, including some of my socials, at linktree.com. It's linktr.ee/Genetix Tha Chemist. Genetics is Genetix. The is with an A, so THA, and then chemist is spelled just like chemist. And I hope you enjoy it. I know I enjoyed the hell out of making it. And until next time, always working. Go check it out.
For me, your girl up in my replies, on my post, hard eyes on it. I don't even got the time for it. I'm on the roll, I'm about to go all in. I never fold, I'm getting gold. I'm at the store with your chick. I'm on the roll, I'm about to go all in. I'm getting gold. I never